So what did you have to do? So you get your and you move for money. So straight away there's pressure on you because you've moved for money. What do you have to do then to get in the team or to keep developing at Burnley? Because it's a big step.
Yeah, it is. But I still had the same hunger, and where, like I say, not comfortable again because I've moved to a new club, and like your first day at school, I didn't know anyone, so just kept that hunger and that fire, and like I say about you know training hard and not concentrating too much on the games that you're not involved in because don't let that lighten your load for the week. You've really got to push yourself to your limit, not to the team's limit, which is kind of relaxing itself for games and more game focused. You've got to be kind of more individual focused, really.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big thing for me because I knew I wasn't going to play when I signed. So I had to prove to myself in training, prove to the manager and the other players that I was good enough, and then, like I say, put all the other work in as well to better myself.
And then you get your chance. Obviously, you play some cup games and stuff, but you get your real chance through an injury, which does happen, doesn't it? It happens to all of us. Obviously, chances come around like that. How was that like? How did you deal with that moment then? That next set of pressure to say, right, you're in the team, go and perform in the Premier League. What was that like?
I think I just saw it as an opportunity. Like when I came on the pitch against Crystal Palace, like half hour in, you can't. I took like deep breath. I remember taking deep breath and just thinking like, this is why you wanted to play football. Look, this is why you've been working so hard. This is why you played football since you were this big. Like to, as it was, like perform on this sort of stage. A Premier League stage, telly. Top players. So don't have any fear. Like I think when I first went to the Charlton team, there was a bit of that fear factor of kind of survival mode and just getting through the game. Whereas when I went back into the Charlton team, I wanted to have an impact on the game, a positive impact, and I wanted to affect the game in a good light and not play with fear and not play with that anything holding me back. So when I got into the Burnley team, I saw it as a similar thing. This is a stage where you want to be.
Yeah, brilliant.
And show what you're about. Don't come up here and try and survive. I think people do that, and I think that it doesn't really work. You got have your presence in the team.
Yeah, I think that mindset. It's what I'm hearing from you saying. Like that mindset you've got to be able to like reset, think about how you're going to affect situations, and make the most of every opportunity and prepare for it. Seems unbelievable. So obviously you get that brilliant run in Burnley's team, and obviously you get some England call up, England recognition. What was that like? Because it's it's 3 or 4 steps time after time. What was that like to be called up by?
Yeah, obviously, like buzzing, like because with Burnley, like we were 7th and like pushing, like we had an unbelievable season, which obviously helps and. Obviously, there's a long break between kind of October internationals or November internationals and March.
Yeah.
So all kind of November to March, have been playing well in a good team and in a team getting good points. So it came round to like it was getting spoken about more and more. Kind of January onwards, kind of every week it was kind of if I played well, it was brought up. And I was kind of riding the wave because I was obviously in a really good place. The way I was playing and mentally in a good space. So I was kind of riding the wave, and obviously you're batting questions off saying you're not thinking about it, but it's everywhere really. And your mum and dad are asking you about it, and all your mates are saying, do you think you gotta get called up? You gotta do this, you gotta do that. But it's all good, you're riding the wave, the team's doing well, you're playing well yourself. I remember we went to West Ham the game before the squad got announced, and like first half, I think we like hung in there, made some good saves, and we ended up played well, and we ended up winning the game 3-0. And like just remember like floating, like I was buzzed because like thought even though I didn't know, I thought surely, please, like I've done all I can, and it was also a great feeling. So then the week later, the manager called me in and obviously got called up, and got a chance to, like I say, almost become a sponge again, where you're training with top players and another new goalie coach. So it was great.
So, and is it the same? Was it the same process again? You're in the England squad, reset, you go again. How do I get on the pitch? How do I get up the pecking order? How do I get my opportunity? Was it the same approach again that helped you, or something different?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I say about playing in the Premier League, like not going there to survive. Going there to prove that you should be there and to enjoy the experience as well. I think because what I'd learned from Ipswich and getting released is if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not playing well. Having that mindset of I want to enjoy it, and getting called up to the England squad for the first time, you can't enjoy that. Like, do you know what I mean?
What are you doing
after a long journey? So it was it was buzzing, and obviously I didn't get a cap in that camp. So coming away from that camp, there's still 6 weeks left of the season and a World Cup in the summer. I was like, hunger was through the roof, and like motivation was through the roof for, I'm in the squad. Like the next thing is everyone who gets in the squad, you want your first cap. So, motivation, like I say, and desire is right up there. And obviously Burnley in a team that's playing well again, and myself playing well. So different pressure as well, because obviously he actually come back on the bench.
Yeah.
So not like I'd seen off that challenge, but like I got an England squad and I was challenging for England with England goalkeepers, but I was going back to Burnley, and then Heats is there, who'd been at the club so many years, club captain. So literally couldn't relax. Like didn't feel like I had a yard basically.
Yeah. Did you need that, or did that feel like pressure?
I don't know if it felt like pressure, but it was just definitely something that was there, But so I think he came back like because in your head it's going to happen. Like he's going to come back, and he's going to then come on the bench, and so he's then going to be fit again. So all this is coming.
Yeah.
And I think the first game is on the bench. Like I remember, like because it just is a new thing. It's a new match day experience because I'm the goalie that's playing now, and then he's been there the whole time, and now obviously wants to come back in and play. So that is that competitive kind of edge.
Yeah.
And I played well, and I think we won away at Watford. So kind of you're automatically in the team after doing well for the last 6 months. You kind of keep your team. So like it kind of was a new pressure, but obviously, like I say, it was just keeping me on my toes, as well as having kind of had that behind me, but then England in front of me, where I was kind of getting pushed from both ways to kind of springboard.
And then you get your England debut just before going out to the World Cup. So firstly, making the World Cup squad must have been amazing. And then obviously getting your debut just before you get on the plane. Like, wow. Tell us a bit about it.
Amazing. Like to get in the World Cup squad, obviously, I think you're just thinking about when you're a kid and you watched every World Cup that there's been, like it's a massive, massive thing. And like, I just played my first season in the Premier League, like 35 games, and all of a sudden I'm going. When you just think about my ambitions before the start of that season, and then to finish in the season and how it kind of turned out was just mad. And obviously getting in the World Cup squad kind of gave me an idea that I'd get a cap. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't take me to the World Cup and I'd go on the plane to Russia without having one cap. So then. Obviously, the goalie coach, Martin Margerson, came in my room the night before and said, look, not saying too much, but make sure your friends and family who you want to be at the game are at the game tomorrow at Ellen Road. So play Costa Rica. It was the last game before the World Cup. So yeah, everything that's around it, and obviously, I think a big one for your family as well. I think and like a bucket list sort of thing that you've got one England cap. No one can ever take that away from you. Like you have played at that level. You have played. You are an England player. So I think that was a massive thing. Yeah,
and I think to reach that or to get that England cap or that milestone, the journey that you've been on, like, is so inspirational for so many people, boys, girls, coaches, people, parents watching this. Like, it just shows what can be achieved with perseverance, unbelievable like drive, and that. I think it's amazing. So yeah, it's some story. So What's a couple of questions to like round us off really. What's next then? What's on your mind next? What's your next goal? How do you want to achieve it? What's next for you?
See, first and foremost, I think obviously you always want to stay in your team. So for me, staying at Burnley and driving to do well here and for this club, because it treated me really well. Ever since I walked through the door, the fans and the staff and the other players. So I want to do really well for this football club. Really, I feel like that. I feel really at home here. I feel like I'm, wanted and respected and valued. So I really want to, do well for this football club because I love playing for this football club. So I think that's a big thing. Obviously, future-wise, I want to, want to get as many England caps as I can. Really, obviously, I know I'm not going to get 50, being the age I am, and not having obviously loads under my belt already. But I want to get just as many as I can. I don't really want to limit that. I just want to, get to that stage where I get as many as I can. Really, play in the Premier League for as long as I can. And I still think like Europe's another thing for me. So after the World Cup, Heats was going to play actually, funnily enough, in Europe, and he pulled his calf, like strained it slightly. He's out for a week, 10 days. So I ended up playing a game that I might not have played in really, away at Aberdeen.
Yeah, I remember.
I played for 14 minutes and then dislocated my shoulder, so yeah. I feel like I'd love to have another go at Europe, Yeah,
great. Brilliant. Well, you're on the right track anyway, I think. So a couple of bits of advice. So give a bit of advice for a real youngster, for a real young goalkeeper, and then give a bit of advice for like an 18, 19-year-old who wants to have a crack at it.
Okay. A really young goalkeeper, I'd always say enjoy it. Enjoyment's the biggest motivator and the biggest thing you can get from football. Like football's like an unbelievable game, like sport. I think you see it as like that, really, a chance to express yourself and a chance to run around with your mates, really, as well, and to do like loads of different things. So I'd say like for a young lad really to work really hard and to enjoy it would be two things. Like, so working hard to give yourself the best chance to improve your skills and to give yourself that fulfillment. I think when you work hard and you get something from it, it gives you a sense of you've earned it, kind of thing. So I think that's great to have as a young lad, and the enjoyment and to have the freedom to show your skills and to play with no fear. I think that's great as well. So
what about a 19-year-old? Bit older.
19-year-old. I think back to myself when I was 19. I'd say, kind of look where you want to go to and how you're going to get there, and really, like I say, maximize your time. Don't like. I think I remember being 18, 19, and like a first team player would come in at 5 to 10 and leave at 5 to 1. They're a first team player. They can do that. You're 18, 19. You've not done anything yet. You've got a way to catch up.
Yeah.
So use that time wisely, and like I say, don't limit yourself because maybe the team's limiting yourself or other people are limiting themselves to rest themselves for a game or certain things. Have your individual mindset as well, and your individual kind of path.
Yeah, amazing, mate. It's been absolutely brilliant. I've got 4. We always finish with 4 quick fire questions, so don't think about them too quick. Just answer. First one is favorite training session.
Goalie wars.
Yes. Superstitions?
No, because I can't follow them.
So your superstition is not having superstitions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite goalkeeper of all time?
Richard Wright.
Yes. Love it. And your biggest influence in football?
I'm going to have to say mum, dad and brother. just because the parts they played, and brother for kind of steering me in that direction and giving me advice when I was younger, and then mum and dad partly for advice. And so my mum's a PE teacher, so I think like she's motivated and hates losing, and I think I get that from her.
Nice.
And my dad's kind of more calm and will take things well, and having that kind of calm manner, I think, helps me as a goalkeeper. So I think I get that from him, and partly for the hundreds of thousands of miles they'd have driven me, and the hours they'd have given up for me. Really unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. Well, mate, really appreciate you coming on. I don't think you will realise how much this has helped people and inspired people. So thanks for sharing as much as you have. I know there's loads more we could have got into about coaches and sessions and stuff, but massive thanks, and good luck over the next few weeks.
Cheers, Tim. Thanks. Really enjoyed it. I hope if one person gets something from it, that'd be more than enough.
Yeah, they definitely will. Cheers, Popey. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Bye, mate. Bye.